Do you want Wonderkids like this, and like this? Then stick around for today's episode because we're going to show you how to find all of these Wonderkids in under 1 minute in just a couple of simple steps. Let's get into it. What's happening, party people? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Captain GG and we're here again on YouTube to give you guys an updated video on our scouting tips. So as I said previously, we can find Wonderkids, very cheap Wonderkids, in less than 1 minute. I'm going to show you how. So what we want to do is we come across into our scouting, we go into players and we go to new search. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump across into add condition, we're going to go to general and personality. Now the personality is such a key trait in regards to players' potential and reaching that potential. So what we're going to do is we're going to have personality. Professional is the one it will start on. Professional is not bad. Professional is not a bad one. One that I would always go for, model citizen. We know model citizen is probably the best personality for a young player to have if they are going to go on to reach their potential. Okay, so once you've finished looking through all the guys that have the model citizen as their personality, you can always go and change that up. Go and change it up. Change it maybe to perfectionist, which is another huge one. You can try and add them together and change the and or, but that seems to miss out players for some reason. That will hopefully be fixed for the full game. Obviously he's still on beta at the moment, so we are going to have to do it the longer way around and just add one at a time. But again, we're going to go into perfectionist and then we can have a look at some of these guys. Already you've got a 16-year-old here from Norwich who, oh my god, what is that? What even is that? He's 16, he's got 19 determination, 17 flair, 16 passing. He can head a ball for someone who's 5'7". He's got a little bit of pace about him, more so his acceleration. But he's 16. That is absolutely insane. What else can we have a look at? If we just lower this down, you've got 15-year-olds in here. Again, 15-year-old goalkeeper. This is just, that's pretty incredible. A guy from Dynamo Kiev. Okay, when we're looking at 15s, you are going to get a lot of hit and misses. But again, another goalkeeper just there, looking very tidy. Couple of others again, he looks okay. He's 15. You've got to remember that, 15 years old. So many of these players. But if we go into sort of like the transfer value and have a look at a couple of these top guys, to be fair, I thought that 16-year-old was better than him. This guy at PSG, keeper, looking very good. Where have they picked him up from? To be fair, he's French. He might have come through their system. He did, so he might be a little bit costly because I doubt PSG are going to want to let him go. Pedro Pizarro from Manchester City. Again, look at a lot of these core stats: 16, 16, 16, 17, 16, 17. Like, there's just mad stats all over the place here. He was signed from TND in Portugal for £2.6 million. You're telling me you wouldn't pay £2.6 million for him? Look at how much he's worth now. Now he's at Manchester City. Yes, he might have grown a little bit at Manchester City, but he hasn't been there long. He's only played 2 games for them. He didn't play too many times. Well, okay, he played a fair few in that final season, but some of these players are absolutely insane that you can find. And if you pick them up at the right time, like this guy, look how good he is. He's 20 years old now, but if we had picked him up at the start when they were in Serie B, for example, this guy weren't going to cost you much. He would not have cost you a lot at all. Now he's on a new contract, and he's got a new minimum free release clause, which that would have been a lot lower prior. So that is going to be one of the key things, trying to find these players at the right time. Now what you can do is you can drop this down. I usually do look at sort of 17 as the max, and then go from there. Some of these guys are going to have higher prices at the moment, but another thing you can always do is, depending on what point in the season you're at, is go and have a look, see whether you can get any that are maybe expiring in 6 months. There's only the one at the moment. This guy's expiring in 6 months. He's 17. You could pick him up on a free. Why would you not? Why would you not pick that guy up on a free? You could have a look at expiring in a year. A little bit different because of the stage. We're in July, so a little bit of an odd time to be doing this sort of stuff. But that, depending on what time of year you're in, can definitely be used. But it's absolutely insane. It really is. I mean, if we have a look further down at some of these guys, it might take you a few moments just to go through these, but you can literally whiz through it. Like this guy from Standard Liège, he's going to cost you no more than £2 million. His stats are pretty incredible. Who else have we got? A couple of the Germans, like I said, they've been doing well this year. Very good mentals. Would need a little bit of improvement on his technicals, but again, only 17 years old. Joaquin Martinez or Mendes even. There's just a host of players that you will just need to go through, but there's so many good players that you just wouldn't find in your save if you're just going on to player search and just looking at stuff. You really need to use these filters. So the one other filter that I would suggest to you that you can do is come across to your attributes and just tick all of these attributes. Now, once you've ticked all of them, what you want to do is you want to set a rating which is sort of applicable to your team. If you are a top team, then maybe you want to leave these quite high and then just adjust the next filter. So what I would do is I'm playing with hearts in my current save live on Facebook Gaming. If you want to check that out, link will be in the description. But what I would do is I would drop this down to 10 and then drop it down to 30 out of 36. Unfortunately, there isn't here any at the moment. Let's drop it down to 25. Okay, we're struggling, but again, we're only looking for 17-year-olds. If we pop the age up to 19, the guy has just come up. Again, a right back at this age, 19, 17, like he just, like, how are you not gonna pay? How would you not pay £2 million for this guy? You can also just take off these model citizen personalities. That is always a way to go, and then you'll start to find a host of other players. Now you will have to obviously watch out for certain stuff. So now if we go into this, I can match 30 out of 30. So none of the players under the age of 19 have 30 attributes hitting a 10. I will just drop that down to say, let's say 28, and now we're going to see 7 players, and this guy Martin Smramrick has come up. He might be a little bit on the pricey side. I reckon we can maybe get him in for around £2 million, but quite frankly, he would walk into a host of Premier League clubs, to be honest. He could definitely play as a ball winning midfielder with a lot of teams. Okay, his vision for a midfielder is not great, but look at his stamina, his natural fitness, his balance, his bravery, his work rate. His tackling's only 11. If that got up to about 14, 15, you're on your way. Again, with this guy, does he have a minimum free release clause? He does. £5 million. Chances are they will want you to pay that. However, if we had found him a little bit sooner in the game, he might well have been a little bit cheaper. And that goes with all of these guys. This guy here, look how good this guy is. He's going to cost you less than £2 million. Less than £2 million for him. Fabio Salvado, he's going to be much on the higher price, but again, should we have found him sooner in the game, then maybe we could have got him at a slightly cheaper price. And then just as one of the guys that we did bring up, again, this guy at Brighton, if we managed to find him a little bit earlier, it might have been cheaper, but again, probably a little bit expensive just given the fact that he plays for a Premier League club. Joe Grajeda, this guy plays for Everton at the moment, paid for Arsenal. Everton signed him for £500,000. So that just goes to show, doesn't it? Even though he was at Arsenal, Everton signed him for £500,000. Look at the state of this guy for £500,000. And to be fair, had he have played more, I think he would have improved a lot more as well. So there we have it, guys. Easy ways to find players. Just go into your search, use these filters, use them. Go in here, add general, personality, add them. If you can find youngsters that have quality with model citizen or any of the top personality traits, you will succeed, and you'll get them for so little. And even if you sell them on 1, 2, 3 years later, you will make banging money off of it. I think in our heart save, we've used this tactic in our heart save. We found João Resende, obviously he's well known anyway. Rodriguez, again, quite well known in the FM community. We picked them both up on free transfers by using this exact model. We found Magala, who we signed. Obviously, this year a lot of YouTube and content creators have really got on his bandwagon, so didn't really want to cover him on today's episode. But there is a lot of players pre-game that will come up, let alone what will come up in the future as players are started to add to your database throughout the seasons. So guys, there it is. I know it is a little bit jumbled. This is the first time we're back on YouTube for a while, so we need to get back into the content creation side of things as opposed to the streaming side. But if you have found any of the tips that we have given out today useful, please do smash that thumbs up button, because it does help the reach, it does help the algorithm, and basically just gives me more of an incentive to get back into sort of the content creation side of things as opposed to just the live streaming. So yeah, big respect to everyone who is still here watching. We'll catch you live on Facebook Gaming. Again, link in the description if you want to come and see our heart save, where we have just beaten Manchester United in the Europa League group stages. So yeah, a lot of fun we're having with that save. But yeah guys, really do appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.